Let's call this August 21st meeting of the Tennessee Fish and Wildlife Commission to order. I am Jim Bledsoe, and I'm chairman of the commission. At this time, I'd like to ask everybody, if you've got a cell phone, please turn it to vibrate. And if you do have to take a call, please step out into the lobby outside. There's been a tablet passed around. If everyone would please sign their name to that, and if you're with a group, write down what group you're with. That way we'll have a record of your attendance here. Looking around the room, we've got some special guests. Mr. Ron Crabtree, as always, with Quail Forever. Mr. Boyd Barker, from Department of Ag. Mr. Billy Long, long time hunter education teacher. And Mr. Bob Ripley, former Region 4 man, and Mayor Thomas Harrison. We really appreciate y'all being here. At this time, if you would all please stand. Mr. Harold Cannon is going to lead us in our invocation and the pledge.
Let us pray. Father God, it just seems right at the end of the day, at the end of the week, to give you thanks. I thank you for the chance for us to come together to make decisions about the resources that you truly entrusted to us. Would you give us the wisdom and insight, please, to do things that bring a smile to your face. We thank you for the men and the women that serve this agency and are such phenomenal stewards to a great state resource. We thank you for the men and women who are protecting the freedom that allow us to even have this meeting today. A special measure of blessing and safety to them, whether they're here or whether they're overseas. Would you watch over them, truly protect them, and may they feel your power and your presence right now. You are so good to each one of us, Father. When we take that for granted, please forgive us, and please hear us well as we take this moment to say thank you. For it's in your holy name, Jesus, we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Harold. We have the minutes from the June meeting. If anyone would like for me to read them, we can read them off. Otherwise, I'd entertain.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So moved. This is a full commission day, and when all the we've got a busy schedule, all the committees are meeting, so when a topic comes up that you'd like to discuss, please come to the mic, state your name, and state your name, and please try to keep your discussion oriented to the topic that we're on. We do, for time and trying to get through everything, we would like to encourage you to stay on track. So, and if there's something not on the agenda, we will have opportunity at the end for you to come up. I'll give a call out to see who wants to come up and anything else to discuss. So, at this time, Ms. Barber, would you call the roll?
Chad Baker,
Here.
Jim Bledsoe,
Here.
Harold Cannon,
Here.
Jeff Cook,
Here.
Bill Cox,
Here.
Kurt Holbert,
Here.
Connie King,
Here.
Jeff McMillan,
Here.
Jim Ripley,
Here.
Bill Swan,
Here.
Trey T,
Here.
David Watson,
Here.
Jamie Woodson.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Ms. Barber. time, are there any announcements? Director Carter? I've got one. If it so pleases everybody, I'd just like to thank Director Carter and Miss Barbara and Chuck Yost and Chris Richardson. I had to do a little presentation at Farm Bureau President's Conference last week, and they had a tremendous amount of help for me, and it really meant a lot to the people in attendance that y'all were there. I mean, it just shows how much we've moved forward and what a good faith effort y'all are putting out there. So I really appreciate you coming to that, and I know all the people there did too, so thank you. All right, we're gonna change the schedule up a little. We had wildlife first, but we're gonna move budget up to the first thing, and then we'll come back to wildlife. So I'm gonna turn it over to Harold Cannon, Chair of the Budget Committee.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. John Gregory, just very quickly on a personal note, thank you for the hospitality of Region 4. As always, when we come here, when I come here, we come as a group. Everyone here does a remarkable job, so thank you. Also want to thank, as we get into the upcoming fiscal year, 2016-2017 budget discussions, on a personal note also, I want to express appreciation to staff. The way you have approached this and the time that you have been given is remarkable. And I appreciate the heart, I appreciate the willingness to look at things, truly look at them hard and see, do we really need this? Is this the best return on investment that we can have for this coming year?
I apologize, Harold. Again, my notes got ahead of my following the schedule that Ms. Barber had for us. So
Okay.
before we move into budget, can I recognize John Gregory? I apologize. I've got my notes, and then I wasn't looking at the official notes.
I guess I gotta take everything back, John, so.
You took my thunder, Commissioner, but I do want to welcome everybody to the region. It's an honor to have you here. Since I've been here, not been here, recently with Jason and Todd and other people's help to fix it up, you know, to take care of a meeting like this. So it's good to put it to a full test. And one of the things that I did want to say about the region, we have 21 counties in the region. They might not be the most counties of a region, but I think if you added up the population, we'd have more people than any of the other regions up here in East Tennessee. We got the highest point in Tennessee in the region. And I'm pretty sure we have the most water between the streams and the lakes. And to correct Tim Cleveland, since he's not here, we are the best region. But I think most of y'all have found the break room down the hall to the left. When we have a break, we have things for you there. And there's a unisex kind of bathroom right across the hall, and then there's more bathrooms to the left across the foyer also. I'm here to kind of introduce a volunteer we want to recognize, but one of the things I wanted to say first was recently the Wildlife Division asked the regions to try to accumulate how many volunteer hours that we have, and they were focusing more on the terrestrial wildlife, but it came back that agency-wide, statewide, we have about 8,000 hours per year just in the terrestrial wildlife side of volunteers. It doesn't include volunteers that help the fisheries programs, and the mainstay of our hunter education are the volunteer instructors. So I think you can tell that the TWRA has a great volunteer program. I was amazed how many names and addresses and stuff I had to send to Nashville to get to the Secretary of State's office. It's just a constant thing, and it's a great thing. But I did want to kind of say that and talk about our volunteer program. We are here to honor one of our top volunteers in the region, and to do that, I want to invite Steve Bennett up, who is our elk program coordinator, and this volunteer has worked with him for some time, and I'll let Steve kind of give you the details. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Appreciate you letting us come before the commission today to honor a volunteer that's been helping us for a number of years with the ELK project. Harvey Hammock is here. Harvey, would you come up? And Harvey's wife, Marcia, is in the audience. So I want to recognize her as well. Harvey is a Scott County native, and he, just to give you a little background on Harvey, he went to work, well, first off, he went to the U.S. Army as he was in the 101st Airborne Division out of Fort Campbell, and he served one term in Vietnam in 66 and 67, I believe. And so we do want to thank you for your service there.
Appreciate it.
Also, when Harvey came back from Vietnam, he went to work for Ford Motor Company, and he stayed at Ford for 30 years in Lorain, Ohio. Well, when he retired in '97, he came back, and we started our ELK project in 2000, December. So Harvey signed up as a volunteer in 2003, and since then he's been helping us not only with ELK, he helps with other projects, but mainly ELK. And what he does on that, we give him a radio receiver, so he tracks the ELK. He keeps up with them. He helps with our fall censuses. He helps with our ELK calf surveys in the summer that we're doing now. And back early on in the project, when we had 80 something ELK radio collared, it was a big job. So he would help 2 to 3 days a week during that period of time. And as far as the hours that go on, we can only guess, but it's up in the thousands. And he donates those and his time, and Marcia encourages him sometimes, I think, to go out and help us. But we do want to recognize Harvey's work, and we have a little token. I can find it. Oh, it got moved. We want to present you a plaque, Harvey, for your work. And it says Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency Outstanding Volunteer Recognition. It says, in appreciation of his outstanding contribution in conservation and restoration of elk in Tennessee, the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency recognized the countless volunteer hours of Harvey Hammock on the 21st day of August 2015. So we want to present that to you, Harvey, and thank you very much.
Appreciate it. We've also got something else, Harvey. Come over here. In recognition of your work, we're presenting you with the TWRA elk print. And like I say, you've been invaluable help for us, and just like an employee with the agency. So we want to thank you very much for that. Appreciate that.
Like I say, I appreciate the commission's time, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve. And Harvey, we really appreciate all you've done. I know you've actually been to my farm a time or two in Fentress County, tracking yep. Unfortunately, Steve had to come to my farm last week, so it wasn't on good circumstances, but we appreciate all you do, so thank you very much. Next up would be Darren Ryder, Chief of Boating and Law Enforcement. Darren.
Thank you, Commissioner Bledsoe. What I'm going to do today is recognize the Boating Officer of the Year. But I'd like to make a couple comments that you got some folks in the audience that you mentioned earlier that we were at a hunter education workshop last week. So Nathan Ripley was the Region 4 Officer of the Year for Hunter Education. He's in the audience. And then Bob was inducted into the Hunter Education Hall of Fame. So those were quite two good accomplishments for Region 4 personnel. And then this man here got to, Mr. Billy, just as a comment, he's got 43 years service as a volunteer as a hunter ed instructor. Just want to recognize those folks. But what I'm here for right now is Officer Jeff Roberson is Tennessee's selection for the Boating Officer of the Year in 2014. Jeff's assigned work area is District 41, which is Region 4. It encompasses 10 eastern counties, including the city of Knoxville and also the Tennessee River. He did an exceptional job in public outreach. He was active throughout the year spreading the boating safety message. He attended the Marine Trade Show in downtown Knoxville, where the visitors came, and he had the BUI simulator there, so he got to get the folks to experience a BUI simulator. And then he also was real responsive to the media and participated in several newspaper and television interviews highlighting boating safety. In the category of boating safety, he taught 13 classes which certified 225 students to operate a boat in Tennessee. He was the lead investigator on one boating accident and assisted on 3 more. He also assisted the state of Kentucky in an accident they had by interviewing individuals at the local hospital. Jeff is also a part of the Boating and Law Enforcement Division's training cadre, where he's an instructor in both boating under the influence and also boat accident investigation training for wildlife officers. Jeff also participated in 3 search and rescue missions for missing boaters in 2014. His law enforcement efforts included inspecting 387 vessels for compliance with Tennessee's boating laws, which resulted in 52 court citations and 53 written warnings. He also made 5 BUI arrests, in addition made 66 law enforcement contacts on our boat access areas. He also helped 20 recreational boaters that needed immediate assistance. It's with these accomplishments, Officer Robertson's performance in 2014 proved to be an outstanding service to the state of Tennessee. He will now be eligible for the NASBA, which is the National Association of State Boating Law Administrators, Southern States Boating Officer of the Year. I'd also like to make mention that Jeff also received this award back in 2010, so he's only one of 2 officers that have received this award twice. So, and also standing up in the back, I'd like to recognize his supervision. We got Lieutenant Andy Collins, his Captain Willard Pierman, and of course, Major Ripley. So, congratulations, Jeff. Job well done. So, Jeff, I hope you got a strong nail. This thing's heavy. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Darren, and congratulations, Jeff. Really appreciate your service.